Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us today. As I promised a couple of videos ago, I would introduce you all to my pups. They are not feeling this sitting still stuff, especially little Missy here, but we're gonna get on with it so I can let them down. So this is Falcon. His name is Falcon Leo. Falcon for Atlanta Falcons, Leo for the Detroit Lions. This is Passion Soleil. Passion because I love her, and Soleil means sun. And they are 17 months old now. I got them from a groomer. Not a groomer. I brought them from a breeder. They were born October 24th, 2015. I got them shortly after my mom passed away. And these are my babies. They keep mommy sane. They keep me on my toes. They drive me nuts. And all that other stuff. But I wouldn't trade them for the world. However, if I was to get another dog, which I am not, I would rescue. But as I said, they're 17 months old. As you can see, this little girl is chunky. They're supposed to be 5 pounds. She's about 7 pounds. And Falcon here, Falcon is, but he's 5 pounds. This is my baby boy. They are so different and similar. They are brother and sister, born on the same day. Falcon in the beginning was my easy baby. Passion was the rambunctious troublemaker. They're running around now. They love to wrestle, and it drives me nuts. No matter what I do, no matter what type of toys I buy, wrestling is their thing, and they probably will always wrestle. Falcon, they are potty trained and in-house and out-of-house. Passion really does not like outside. However, I make her go outside every day. In the morning, we go for a walk. As I told you all in a previous video, we walk every morning. She doesn't like outside. She really does not like grass. So Falcon, on the other hand, he loves being outside. He loves to run and all that other stuff. Falcon is a true boy. He is into everything and doing everything. And as you can see them now, acting up. Hopefully they won't kick the tripod. Potty training them was a challenge because it's 2 of them. It was a challenge. Passion was easier to potty train than Falcon. As far as like their, stop it you guys, stop it. As far as their person, and they kicked the tripod. As far as their, Passion Soleil, no ma'am. As far as their personalities, Passion is the epitome of a girl. She wants all the attention. She wants to be with mommy every minute of every day. Everywhere I go, she go, whether it be to the bathroom. She could be dead asleep. If I move, she moves. Falcon, he's a little bit more independent. He really doesn't care about me unless he's sleepy or he's hungry. Then he loves his mommy. He doesn't like to cuddle a lot. Like, I try to cuddle him and all that. He'll tolerate me for a little while, and then he's like so over me. Passion is my Velcro baby. She is the one that is constantly Passion is my Velcro baby. She is stuck to me. She's either in my lap or on my shoulder most of the day, all day, especially when she's sleeping. However, when she's ready to go to bed, like at night, she wants to sleep alone. She doesn't want anybody sleeping with her. Get out of that corner, little girl. She doesn't want anybody sleeping with her. I've tried to I'll put Falcon in the bed with her because they share a bed. In the bed with her sometimes, and she will just like push him out. So Falcon sleeps with me, sleeps with us sometimes, but he starts to try to wake up at like 5 a.m. and they don't get up until 6 a.m. So I will put him in the bed with her around 4. Come here, Falcon. Falcon Leo. He gets into everything. He loves paper. I don't know what it is with him and paper. He loves paper. And he loves to take it under my bed and hide with it. I don't know why he does that. Training them. Falcon is easier to train with repetition. Passion is easier with commands. They are registered emotional support dogs or emotional support animals, which means wherever I go, they go. Doctors, stores, airports, wherever I go, they go. They have license, they have tags, they have their identification. And I take them everywhere I go because some places I don't take them. Like if we're having a family event and I know that they can't like roam around, I will leave them at home. They're not home. They're very rarely alone. They're supposed to be starting daycare, but I am a punk, and so I know Falcon is gonna cry like when we get there, and I'm gonna snatch him and run out and just be like, no, I can't do it. Health wise, they are very, very healthy. Falcon does have reflux, acid reflux, so he's a very picky eater, which I will talk to you all about their food in a minute. He's a very picky eater. He will go off of his food. I will have to physically feed him. He's very picky. He was in the hospital when he was 12 weeks old because of reflux. That's how we learned that he had reflux. He was throwing up. He wasn't eating. I was terrified. It was like the worst day ever. Other than that, they are healthy. They have all their shots. They get groomed. Right now, I'm so upset because my groomer left us. Like, she's been taking care of them since they were 10 weeks old. As far as grooming them, she's the only groomer I trust. They go to Petco, and she left us. And I did not know she left until I called to make their appointment, and I always request my groomer, and they told me that she had left. So I groomed them this month, which is why their haircuts look a little weird. They are due for their summer cut, so they will be getting a body cut. I just don't know. I mean, I like Petco, but it's one girl at Petco that I'm not comfortable with, but I can pick my groomer. So I'm gonna be, they've got to get a body cut, and I don't feel like I'm versed enough in cutting. Hey. I don't feel like I'm versed enough in cutting to do a body cut on them. So they will be getting a body cut next month. Pray for me. Pray for me. I'm very, very particular about my dogs. I'm very protective of my dogs. I do not play when it comes to my dogs because they are my babies. Food. Falcon is picky and he has reflux. So he can only have 2 types of food. Treats, I do not give them treats often. I have one brand of treats that I stick with. If I do give them treats, it is bananas or blueberries or green beans. I do have a list of foods from the vet, human grade food that I can introduce them to, but I try not to introduce them to human grade food unless I absolutely have to. And those are the days when Falcon has decided to go off his food and be picky. So our first food is, look at him greedy, Nature's Recipe grain free. This is the salmon, sweet potato, and pumpkin recipe. Falcon has to have pumpkin in his diet at all times. Pumpkin, yes, pumpkin will make them poop and all the other stuff, but if he does not have pumpkin in his diet at all times, his reflux will act up, his poo will not be right, or anything. So Nature's Recipe, this is the easy to digest. This is the dry kibble. I really like this. I really enjoyed them having this, and I trust this. Don't you bump that camera. However, Nature's Recipe discontinued Phalcon's or their wet brand of food, which was a vegetarian. They've never had meat. They are allergic to chicken, so they never had meat. They eat salmon, they eat whitefish, they eat tuna. I did introduce them to lamb, and they did okay with it, but Phalcon started to get a little bit of diarrhea like that last day that I introduced them to lamb. So lamb would be something, lamb would be something that I would give them sparingly if I have to give them something wet. The next food that I adore is Abound. Now, the problem with Abound is only Kroger carries it. It is hard to find, but I like it. This is the salmon and sweet potato recipe. This one also has the chickpeas and the cranberries and the carrots in it, as you can see, and it has all of the ingredients on the back. There is no chicken in here or anything like that, so I love this. However, their wet brand of food, all of it has chicken in it. They have no vegetarian wet brand in Abound. So we alternate between Nature's Recipe and Abound. Recently, I have been studying Rachel Ray's line of dog food, and she has a Nutrish zero grain dog food, which has the sweet potato, the salmon, and stuff like that. So I am gonna try them on that next month. What I'll do is I'll put some Abound in with the Rachel Ray recipe, because you can't just change their food. You have to wean them into a new food, and I will see how they respond to that. As for treats, like I said, I do not give them treats. I do not give them any treats that have color in them. If it has artificial colors, no. I prefer to give them natural or organic treats, which is the bananas, the blueberries, the watermelon. We recently tried watermelon. Now with watermelon, you have to remove every single solid seed, even the white seeds, and they can have that. So they did well with the watermelon, and they did well with the banana. Of course, they love green beans frozen. I never give them canned anything, but Love Some is a brand of treats that I enjoy giving to them. They have never had a reaction to it. Phalcon has never had a reaction to it. Now, their normal one is pumpkin and cranberry, but recently I've had a hard time finding that. So I decided to try this one, which is the peanut butter and blueberry. Now, I do not like to give them peanut butter often. I am very on the fence about dogs and peanut butter, but they needed a treat, and so I said I'll just try them on this and see how they like it. They get a treat, a cookie, like twice a week. They'll get twice a week a cookie. They don't get them often because, as you can see, Passion is chunky, honey. So I have to watch her intake. So they do get a treat. I will show you what the treat looks like, and of course they're going to want it. Love Some as well can be found at Kroger, and I have seen them at Walmart, but not the cookie that I prefer, this brand. So this is what their cookie looks like. As you can see, no colors or anything like that. So there's one for you, there's one for you. As far as portions of food, they get a half a cup of food. They eat at 6 a.m. and they eat at 5 p.m. And on some days, I will give them a little bit of banana in the middle of the day, but I keep them on a schedule. The way that I tell how they're feeling, if their food is doing well for them, is by their poop. I know their poop tells me everything I need to know. Now, on the off chance when Phalcon does go off of his food, this is an old can of an old mixture of food, and I will insert the clip of how I made it. This is just tuna and water and green beans and banana. So when he decides that he doesn't want his kibble or I can't find any wet food for him, this is a recipe that I am allowed to give him. It doesn't mess up his poop. They don't vomit or anything like that. Passion has absolutely no appetite issues. Passion could eat a bomb and keep on going. She is a tough, spoiled little bitty girl. She has never been sick. Never been sick. Falcon is the only one that's been sick. They are fixed. They got fixed when they were, I waited a little while. They were over 1. So they've only been fixed about 7 months. Passion started her period. And she didn't start when dogs normally start. So I was thinking that maybe it wasn't going to start, because sometimes, get down, little boy. Get down, little boy. Because sometimes they won't start. Well, lo and behold, Passion started her period. It was horrible, guys. Falcon was going crazy. She was in pain. We had to keep them separated. I mean, Falcon was screaming and howling all day and all night because he knew she was in heat and she was on her period, and he wanted to get to her sister or not. He wanted her. So I immediately took them to the vet and got them fixed. No, we will never go through that again. It was bad for Falcon. It was bad for Passion. It was bad for us, because I don't like to hear them crying or know that they are in any type of discomfort. Getting them fixed, they are microchipped, so there is a chip in them. They are registered, so if anything should happen, God forbid, they are registered and they are microchipped. So they are perfectly safe, but mommy would never let anybody touch them or anything like that. When I take them out, people are inclined, oh, they're so cute and all that. And I just tell them, you know, they're working. You can't touch them or anything like that. You can clearly see their ID badges and stuff like that and know that they're working, and you can't touch them and stuff like that. Potty training. As I said, they are potty trained. They are housebroken, and they go outside. Passion does not like pottying outside. She's like her mommy. She don't like dirt, rocks, grass, none of that. But we do go outside. Falcon loves outside. So in the house, we do use these. I've tried many brands. I prefer these because mommy is battling some conditions, and sometimes I cannot get downstairs to get them outside to potty. So we use these in our bathroom. They know they have a potty area where they go to the bathroom at. I am trying to wean them off of this and wean them to strictly outside. Falcon is easy. He